Press play on
Press
that.
record.
Press record on that beat.
Alright, y'all good.
Are we good?
Yep.
All
Hello.
right. Hello.
Oh my goodness.
Welcome to our YouTube.
So we're gonna wait till everybody walk. It's okay if you want to walk out, because I don't want to hear the footsteps later on in life. No offense. No offense. But just in advance, you got chips and shit going on.
Them chips.
I don't know if that's the sound you make when you eat chips.
No.
No.
It's like gobble me, swallow me.
Drip down inside of me.
Girls,
I don't know.
Okay.
Chips should drip down inside of you.
boo.
But if you swallow it.
Are we recording now?
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
1, 2, 3.
It's the woMANNIsh podcast where two Chicagoish black women express our opinions on our culture.
Hey, what's up? It's me. Eyebrows on fleek the foot. It's D. The D stands for Big Demeanor, and that's on period pool.
It's Lily, and the Lee stands for, well, the L stands for the lovable one, because I'm loving that we're back.
You loving me back?
We're back, girl.
I'm so excited.
New name, new logo, new topics, new graphics.
New graphics. Hold on. Check it out.
How you
First of
feeling?
all, shout out to the, the person who printed this for us. Shout out to the people who believed in us to come back. A lot of people was looking for us, honestly.
Waiting on us.
Waiting.
We ain't been back. We haven't been here since about 3-4 months. It's a whole
Yeah.
new season.
100%.
It's about spring. Now we in the winter.
Well, I mean, the people
Fall.
deserve.
Autumn.
That's why we came back.
Hello. So we're here for you. We're here for ourselves, and we're here for the womanish women out
Women.
there in the world.
The women who behave a little mannishly.
Okay? That speak their mind, say what they gotta say,
Huh.
and do what they do, because that's on what?
Period. And don't give a fuck.
And yeah. So so we got some new topics, some new segments.
Mhm.
So D gonna start us off with what's the new segment we got going?
Review-ish. So
Yes.
this segment is based on me actually giving reviews of movies, music that I may have listened to, anything that I've watched, been present about, viewed, whatever. All of the things are in review-ish, and spoiler alert, every time this episode is going to come out, I want you to know I'm going to spoil something. I don't know what the fuck it is. It could be your favorite album. I might hate it, and I'm going to tell you, and don't give a fuck.
Wow.
Okay.
So just if you don't want to listen, if you don't want to be spoiled in advance, speed pass, but listen up, because she got some important shit to say. So let's go.
Get some bomb ass reviews. I mean, I think I give good reviews, but also if you don't like it, you can fast forward. Hello. Anyway, so my first review goes out to this movie called The Craft. So the original movie is basically like these 4 girls, or these 3 girls was living in this weird ass town, and then this one girl had moved in or whatever, moved into town, and they ended up being like 4 sides to the corners or whatever, in some witch coven or whatever. And then one of the girls got crazy as fuck and just started to try to kill the other girl who was like the nice girl that moved into town, girl. And then and then basically they ended up putting her in a mental hospital. So when they did the remake, girl, why one of the girls that moved into town ended up being the crazy bitch that was in the mental hospital daughter?
Oh,
Girl, yeah. And then they ended up being their own little coven, and then this man tried to kill him, girl, and they did some little witchy shit, set that nigga on fire, and then boom, the movie was over. And so
it's giving Halloween.
it's giving me real Halloween vibes. I really love the movie.
That's good.
I give it a 7. Because I think they could have talked about like the background of the girl's story, like
Okay.
or like the mom could have sensed something, like she could have sensed that her daughter came into her powers, or
Right.
that she was in a coven or something
If
like
you
that.
a witch, if you really about that witch life,
If you really about that witch shit.
beat.
But I think I give it a 7 for that. So basically with all my reviews, I give it a yes sir or a no ma'am. This movie is a yes sir, and I fuck with it, shorty, and that's on period. My next review is actually the movie called Spell. So this one I give a no ma'am too.
No ma'am.
And then my no ma'ams are like no ma'am, I wouldn't pay for it because like if you could watch it on bootleg, I suggest.
Not my good money.
I mean, I wouldn't pay my good money to see it. Based on like, so the movie is about like this the black people witchcraft, you know what I'm saying? So it'd be like I was having a real witchy night when I watched both of these movies, but I was watching The Spell, and basically it was like voodoo, and they was making like dolls and stuff like that, and like stabbing them and cutting them and making eyes, girl. It was just fucking crazy. It was too much voodoo shit going on.
Okay.
But they didn't give you the background story or nothing. You see the man crash the plane, you see his family like in the movie somehow, you see them doing voodoo, but whole time he like, my dad used to do something. My dad taught me some like voodoo, like implying that his daddy was a voodoo person.
Is this what's the guy name?
What's his name?
He's supposed to be sexy in the black.
Yeah, that's sexy.
That's him
man.
in the not Lori. What is that her name?
I don't know.
The older lady. She's like the auntie and all.
Yeah, the auntie.
Oh, that's that
definitely
movie
in there. I know you know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking
and
about.
And I have no idea what his name is.
Okay.
But girl, I just be watching.
I can't think of it right now.
I just know it's the auntie and that black man.
Right.
Black
he was in Black Panther.
Yeah, he was in Black Panther. But yeah, basically with that movie, they could have gave a little more background and stuff too.
Okay.
I'm really like a story person, so I like when people tell me a story. And if I'm watching a movie and I'm paying for it, I need to know the full background. I need to know what the fuck is going on. And at some point in the movie, I'm like, okay, he know about this voodoo shit, but y'all didn't tell us how much he know.
Right.
Or like, how did he
on?
actually know or what happened? Like, he moved out of a town because something like his daddy was doing something, but we don't know what the fuck he was doing.
So he said no, sir? So
no, sir. No, sir.
Wow, okay. Well, that movie, you know what? I'm sorry, dear, I have to interrupt you.
What?
Have you ever watched the movie Antebellum?
No, I'm terrified of that movie.
So that movie's scarier than the Spell, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because, bitch, you going back into slavery? I don't want to fucking do that.
Okay. To you.
Bitch, because if I wake up and I'm back in slave times, I would be like, y'all just going to have to off me because I can't do it.
So you never watched the movie, though, and this is a spoiler alert.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that movie ain't got nothing to do with slave times.
Really?
Don't have nothing to do with it.
What is it?
Don't have
Tell
nothing
me.
to do with it.
Tell me.
So Antebellum is pretty much, we can't remember people's names right now.
Mm-hmm.
But the lady, she's pretty much, it's basically she got kidnapped in current times.
Okay.
And so it's like the movie Us and the movie, what's the other movie called? Not Us, but
Get Out.
Get Out.
Mm-hmm.
It's like realistic fiction because it's like, it's a movie set in current time, but they have a separate location where they're doing this
okay.
stuff. So
it is like Get
they
Out.
Kidnapped
It's
her.
a whole nother town.
She's like a black activist, and she's speaking for black people.
Right.
And so they kidnap her so she can stop speaking on us.
Right.
So they kidnap her and put her. So they doing all the
In the
slavery,
town.
raping her, doing all that type of stuff. But it's really like it's like real life today.
Wow.
So that's what's scary about it, is horror, because that could happen. That probably is happening.
Like a motherfucker could just kidnap you and bring you to some weird ass town and really turn it into some slavery shit.
Correct. And she's famous, so they definitely were looking for her.
Right.
But they couldn't find her because they don't have her location because she didn't have a phone.
Damn.
So they took it.
Right.
So yeah, I definitely.
So how did she get out?
I mean, you gotta watch the movie. That's the part I'm not
All
gonna tell you.
right, because now I want to watch it.
Black power, black women, go off.
Go off.
So yeah, but keep going with your reviews. I had to add that because I know that's a movie too.
Yeah.
They got a lot of nigga reviews, but I would recommend it because I really did like it. It's not.
So you give it a yes, ma'am?
I give it a yes, ma'am.
Yes,
actually.
ma'am.
Janelle Monáe. That's the star of the movie.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So my next reviews are on some new music that came out. So did you get a chance to listen to Trey Songz's Back Home album?
I don't deal with sexual predators.
Okay.
So,
I mean,
you can explain
all
what you got going.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
But I want you to know.
So no, ma'am.
Oh.
On my behalf.
Oh, no, ma'am.
On my behalf.
On this album.
Just off the name.
Well, I give it a yes, sir.
Oh.
I give it a yes, sir. My favorite song is Be My Guest. If y'all heard that song, it's real like, be my guest. I can't sing a little bit, but you heard the harmony. You're a hater.
The listeners didn't deserve
You're
that.
a hater. You don't have to hate all your life. You can give us some space.
They didn't need the negativity.
You can give me vibes. Give me energy. Fuck. Anyway, so I give that a yes, sir. You give it a no, ma'am, and I get it, but you know.
Yes, okay.
Kiana Lede, I don't know if you listen to Kiki, but she came out with a deluxe album, and it actually has this song called Ladylike and Only Fan featuring Jacquees. I fuck with him. And I give this album yes sir, because I like the original too. But the deluxe has some additional songs that I fuck with. So.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's a good album. Queen Naja, I listened to that album.
I'm gonna give it a yes, ma'am, just because it's her.
Misunderstood.
She is misunderstood. So.
And it's like Miss, like, you know, Queen and Miss.
Yeah.
Okay. Misunderstood. You give it a yes?
A yes, ma'am. I don't even. You know what? You the one that listens to the R&B. I'm gonna give you the trap music over here. But
so you just giving out a review of good just because it's her?
Well, I'm also into visuals, and she's a YouTube star.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, what she's dealt with her ex and her new. I'm just happy for her, regardless.
I mean, I'm happy for her too,
So
but I give this album a no ma'am.
Oh.
I listened to it. I want to
like it because I heard a lot of good reviews. And you said
that's what I'm saying. In the streets. It's good. It's good in the hood.
Why don't you like it though?
I just wasn't vibing with it. I wasn't really fucking with it. Like every time I would listen to, I would try different songs that people would tell me. Like I would, you know how you just play
put your outfit on and try to
vibe with it. I be trying to feel the music. I just was not feeling this. Like I listened to it and was kind of like, I can do without it.
Yeah,
and I didn't listen to it after that.
I mean, that's what I did without it.
So I mean, you did without it, so
I'm living my best life. I go to sleep comfortable.
Not even thinking about the fuck out.
Not at all.
Hate it.
Forget about her.
Well, I mean, shout out to you, Queen.
You know, wishing you the best.
Yes.
But you know, stay to YouTube. Stick to that.
Yeah, I didn't really like it. But I mean, you can sing. It's not to say you can't sing. I just didn't like the album, so it's cool. Everybody ain't gonna like it. Everybody got a critic, you know, whatever.
That.
I'm not technically your critic. I'm just saying. I'm critiquing it. So yeah, no. So we actually did a fun activity. Went to the woMANNISH Museum, but we went 2 separate times. When I went, I want to tell y'all this quick story.
Cause she's saying yes, ma'am.
Cause I'm giving it a yes, sir.
Oh,
I just want y'all to know. I want y'all to know that
yes,
the woMANNISH Museum for me was lit than a bitch. Okay,
in Chicago on State Street.
It was lit than a motherfucker. I don't even know. Like, I think I ended up leaving that place. I spent like $100 or something. I don't know.
Oh God.
I mean.
Oh God.
It's not a free museum, so you gotta pay to get in.
For sure.
But they have 4 different types of drinks, and I was with 4 other ladies. So for me,
I tried each one, huh?
For me, I was just like, I want to make sure that we all have a drink. So I bought us all drinks, and then you have to prepay the drink.
Get friends like D. That pay for the whole group. Now that they pressure you to pay for everybody else too, but get friends like these that sponsor you first.
That's the thing. The thing is, they was like, if you buy a round, we all gotta buy a round
each.
So we all end up having 4 drinks, and those drinks was strong than the motherfucker because they was like $10. So we was out that bitch drunk to the motherfucker, just walking around the museum, touching on shit, climbing on shit. They was probably like, these drunk ass old kids.
Y'all too big for all that.
Yeah, and they give
but
fuck.
Y'all had a good time. That's why you giving a yes, sir.
Giving a yes, sir. And I want y'all to know that after the museum, we even went out to dinner. There's this place called Virtue in Hyde Park. It's like a black-owned restaurant. It's like a fancy kind of restaurant. We was sitting outside, girl, ordered almost everything on the menu. Our bill ended up being like $300. Like,
y'all got money.
We went the fuck crazy.
So D not talking to people who living on a budget. She talking to folks who really like, you know, I just get paid.
I mean, you
it's
budget
Friday.
for if you going out, you should budget for that.
Sure.
If you going to have fun, you should make sure you have enough money for that. I mean, and then if you going out with a friend like me, I'm not going to care. If I have the money, you good. We got money. If you going out with me, we're going out.
Yeah, I like.
If I call you and I tell you I want to go to brunch, I don't care if you have money. If you don't have money, just say that. We still going. What time you gonna be dressed? I come pick you up. You don't got gas? Okay. I mean, that's not a big thing.
So is that your full evaluation?
Yes, sir.
Well,
what's
on
yours?
my end, I'm gonna give it just a yes, no sir, no ma'am. Is nobody addressed?
No ma'am, no ham, no
It's
sir.
just a yes. I do recommend you go, but I could recommend if you on CP time, which is color people, you need to go in
Because you always late.
Because I'm always late to everything I got going.
Literally
so,
anything.
I was on CP time, so my event was maybe from 12:45 to 1:30. I got there at 1 o'clock. 1:05. So I didn't really get to experience every single aspect. I went to every floor. I didn't get to experience every single thing with Lori, our governor.
Yeah.
Is that the governor? I don't know.
Mayor.
Mayor. See, I'm out her.
I mean, I be letting you say anything. My ass just said yeah.
And is. But so our mayor for Chicago, she actually is closing down things due to the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
So D went a little earlier than me.
Yep.
But by the time I went, things are closing. So they're making sure they are exactly on time.
Mm-hmm.
So
because I went in the very beginning, like when we had opened up, when they just like when they just came or whatever, me and my friends were like, yeah, I'm ready to go now.
Yeah. And so you introduced me to the idea.
Yeah.
I'm actually at the ending. I mean, they're closing out. They're closing out the end of November. So if you can get your chance to go before Thanksgiving break, they did extend it because today was the last day. Well, initially was the last day, but now they're extending it. But due to the pandemic, they are making things more specific. They don't have a bar anymore. So I didn't get that aspect either. So a lot of things that Dee liked, that she promoted, I really didn't get the chance to experience myself. So you go in drunk yourself, come in on time, before time, and take your pictures, look cute, do what you gotta do, and have fun. So that's why I give it a yes, because it is, like the Wonder Museum, we're gonna go together one day, but it's just giving, take pictures, have fun, and it's for women. So have fun. But so I'm gonna move on to our next segment, which is Gossipish.
Oh my gosh.
Gossipish, which is where we discuss the word on the curb with facts. So we're not just saying shit. We actually come with facts behind it, and come with some valid opinions.
You like low key like a shade room.
I am. That's actually where I get a lot of my sources from.
Really?
I'm very shady. I'm gonna tell you what it is, and I'm gonna come with the facts. Period.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day.
I mean, because nobody is sending us, like the
this
hot
ain't
news
just how
on the
we
street.
just not coming with negativity.
We ain't coming with it.
This how you come.
We found it on the internet.
On your own. So it is. So you know what? Yaya Mayweather, which is Floyd Mayweather's daughter, she had her baby shower this weekend, and neither Floyd or her baby father.
First of all, wasn't she talking about she wasn't pregnant when they first found out when it was on that live?
Well, she about 18, so we just gonna let her have it. Like
whatever. No, because what she be lying? Why you got to lie? Your friends done told off on you.
I mean, I think it's very hard to be a celebrity, especially it's very hard to be a celebrity child,
and then to be like pregnant by a celebrity
as well as. But that's the problem.
Okay.
So NBA YoungBoy, who we all know, I mean, he has another child on the way currently as well. So she's pregnant. She has a sister mom who's pregnant as well, and he is a 3-month-old.
Oh, it's ghetto twins.
A 3-month-old. So triplets.
Well, it's ghetto twins. The baby's already, that 3-month-old is already out. But the ones that's still pregnant, them about to be soon.
They about to, so it's ghetto. He is 21 with 7 children and counting.
Girl, boo.
Okay. So first of all, her father is Floyd Mayweather. I mean, the boxing champ of our generation.
I mean, but
there's no need.
Young Money.
She's Lala.
You want an
What's
NBA
the
young
Lala?
boy?
Goddamn. What's the girl? Heavyweight
Layla,
Ali. Not Lala. Layla Ali. She's Layla Ali herself, and she's not an athlete herself. Yeah, it's me. I'm ghetto. But she's literally like the child Layla Ali. Like, she has all she could ask for, and she still went out and tried to be a 7th or 6th. We don't know. Whoever has a child first.
But did she really try? I mean, honestly, if you're not protecting yourself, you're trying to have a baby.
I mean, honestly, if you conduct yourself in trying to have, in a relationship with a person who just had a baby, and then has another baby on the way, and then you the next baby on the way, that's how you come.
I get it. You
know what? I'm really hoping she is prepared for this journey. She signed up for it, and has emotional stability. That's all we can ask for. You know what? You did this to yourself. You're a grown adult. Yeah. She's over 21, so she chose.
I mean, and they
life.
got money, so it's not a financial thing. It's all about the mental. So I hope that she has a really safe delivery. And as I keep saying on my Twitter, for the people who follow me, I don't believe that y'all would die for these niggas. Because in reality, the mortality rate of giving birth to a baby for Black women is higher than any other woman, than any other race or whatever.
Save this for another episode, girl.
I'm just saying, like,
it is facts though.
You want to have a baby by this man? Is you willing to die for this man? Is he willing to die for you? Ooh.
That's another question.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. We had to say this in the conversation.
Yeah, you're right.
But but speaking of that, I appreciate, even if you are still considered a single mom, I appreciate, you know, because he wasn't at the baby shower, her baby father, but Zanique and her baby father, they were at the baby shower together. They look really nice. They look like they had money for the baby shower.
They look like they got money.
So, you know, congratulations to her. We're hoping for everybody to have a safe delivery during this time. We rooting for Black women no matter what.
Always.
No matter what, even if you know, whatever you got going on, we're rooting for y'all. So hopefully you guys both are safe. Because T.I. something wrong with him too. So these daddies are definitely hoping and considering this.
Hey.
But so you know what? We have all been in some situations where we should have kept our mouth closed. But you know, like I said, it's definitely hard for celebrities. So you know, Regina Carter, who is Lil Wayne's daughter. Lil Wayne, we gonna fuck him.
Fuck Wayne.
He pissed me off already. But she was singing with rapper YFN Lucci. Every day we lit. Hey, that nigga.
So they back together?
They back together.
Oh, good for them.
After she stated, you know, she would never date another rapper.
Girl.
We let her speak. We just let her talk.
Sometimes nigga come around check if you stupid. Guess what?
And it is slow, okay? And that's fine. You know what? She also confirms getting breast implants after stating people who get plastic surgery don't love themselves.
So maybe she don't love herself.
So maybe, you know what? If that's what she said, it's just like, you know what? Like I said, you know, I wish people let celebrities live, but also be mindful of what you say.
Be mindful what you put out in the air, because you just never know.
It can always come back and haunt you.
Because I want you to know I get a little money.
So I remember you said you never gonna date another rapper. You dating this nigga again. I don't know a song he made in 2020. No, Wet. He made Wet.
Yeah.
He made that, you know.
And featuring Mulatto. I love that song.
No, that's a remix, baby.
Yeah, well.
That's not the original.
He made it.
Wet. He had to pay extra money for the remix.
Wet shit.
Right. So you know what? So he doing cool. I guess he not Lil Wayne. He never will be. But in the plastic surgery, you know what, baby girl, do you know whatever you feel is for yourself. I won't say that you don't love yourself. I just feel as though you want it extra to love yourself more. Yeah. And that's okay. Just don't talk down on people. Just remember, it's gonna come back. Yeah. So don't be mad. You get whatever action gets a reaction. And that's that.
Tell him.
So rest in peace, Chicago rapper King Von, who is also named Devon. He was shot at an Atlanta nightclub. Yeah. But on the other hand, the good news is sources say suspect of the shooting, Timothy Licks, was charged with the murder in the fatal shooting.
Yeah, because that's like somebody's friend, right? Like somebody who's in his crew.
Lil Durk friend.
That's Lil Durk friend.
That's Lil Durk's best friend, his twin. I mean, they similar in looking.
The person who shot him is who?
He's doing so pretty much Von and Young Boy were into it. Yeah. So the boy was on Young Boy's side.
So you shoot your friend?
That's not his friend. They weren't friends.
Well, you shoot your friend's friend.
No, Young Boy and Von were against each other.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yes.
And then boom, it's on site since we into it.
And it's on site, and that's that. And we in Atlanta, what you talking about? So yeah, it's just like, you know what? He left some loved ones, some children, family members. I mean, that's just never good to hear. No matter whoever's in these streets, that's never good to hear that you.
No matter if you beefing with somebody or whatever, you leaving behind people. Like, yes. Even if you don't have kids, you leaving behind your mama, your cousins. You leaving behind people. People. For real. People need you.
So we're leaving them in high spirits. 6ix9ine always doing dumb shit.
What the fuck he do?
His ass commenting on Durk photo like, you keep losing motherfuckers.
He can just go.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
Everybody want to kill everybody.
I'm not gonna find out you. We want you gone.
It's you we don't want.
God. And then this is saying the same shit out of everybody to get killed.
We just get him.
God damn.
Pop Smoke and Von in the same year hurts me.
Oh.
Hate to see it. So yeah,
I seen somebody live and they was like, "I fuck all this shit. We still not from 63rd." And that shit had me.
Everybody saying that. That's everybody captioned on Instagram. We still not from 63rd.
And we still.
You don't even know where. You never even visited 63rd. And you saying that.
I ain't never even been there, and that shit got me weak.
Good luck to you. But last but not least, I'm finishing our gossipish. Congratulations on getting the Orange Man evicted during the pandemic. He can finally see how the rest of us living out here.
Let me tell you, I'm so happy my vote mattered. Like, yes. I feel like that is one of the most impactful things I could have did in 2020 was to vote against that nigga.
Did you vote? Did you vote in 2016?
I sure did.
You did? Okay.
I sure did.
You utilized your.
I voted for
voice.
Hillary. Hillary.
Yes, as you should.
I mean, I knew that
So how
Trump
did you
was
feel
shit.
during that time, though? Did you feel like
I didn't feel like my vote mattered at that time. I feel like I
You
didn't
didn't.
make a good enough impact. I feel like people were making the wrong decisions. I just felt a lot of like just dismay about the whole voting process. And this year I was just like, I'm gonna try it again. And if my vote don't matter again, I'm not voting.
Oh, don't worry about it. I ain't gonna do this shit again.
You ain't got to worry
Fuck
about me.
politics. I didn't give a fuck.
Cause y'all really trying to blame me. Cause I just know.
That's good.
Yeah, but
So you're a Democrat altogether?
I wouldn't say 100%. I'm for the best candidate.
Okay.
And so I feel like, you know, people have the ability to make good policies no matter if they're Democrats or Republicans. It's about the best person. And obviously people throughout the years have been sticking with, I'm a Republican, I'm a Democrat. And sometimes it's not the best move.
Got you.
Because even some Republicans who voted for Trump during the time they were just against, you know, Democrats, some of them are like, I should have voted for Hillary. Yeah, shitty. They had a hard time.
I mean, yeah.
Because he's terrible. He's a terrible person.
So bad. I mean, to be honest, I don't care what y'all think, because this year I voted. But my first year, 2016, that was my first opportunity to vote, because I was of age. I was in another state. I didn't care. I really didn't. You know what? Whoever wins, that ain't. I just felt as though, like, politics, they all white. So I don't care. But this year I did vote, and I'm really proud of myself. You know, I did feel like, you know, because it did feel like, you know, my vote mattered no matter what. Illinois is a democratic state. So we still, you know, no matter who else, we was blue first and foremost. We didn't have to wait on us. We was blue.
We was
day one on the count.
I don't know about anybody.
So we had to wait. We literally had to wait until Saturday to find out who the president was. Yeah, and that's not normal.
That was long as hell.
I can't wait till.
And I was so stressed. I was so stressed.
Like, what's
up? I was like, why this race so fucking fast? Y'all not tired of this nigga? Like, damn. I know I'm fucking tired of him. They wasn't tired enough for me.
So yeah, so Biden actually had the first black president and the first black woman vice president. Okay, so we gotta shout out Kamala Harris.
Shout out to her.
Shout out to Joe Biden.
I was
shout
so
out
happy.
The first black woman. The first woman.
Yeah.
The first HBCU
graduate.
So I'm shout out to the women out there. Okay.
And she a part of the D9. So shout out to her.
Yes,
so she's blacker than the black.
She's a part of the first and finest African American Greek sorority, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. I want to hear all those, aka ski we it up. Cause yeah, it's pink and green all over the world on you hoes. Yeah, it's red and white and blue.
Girl, fuck that.
So we got the Zetas in there, we got the Deltas in there.
Fuck docs.
But it's not fuck the Akas. Wow, that's very ghetto B. I wonder why you feel that way. But we gonna move forward to your next segment. What's that called?
Number-ish. Okay, so this segment we talk about some financial tips. I know a lot of people were really excited when we did that financial episode, and I talked about a lot of like tips and tricks. So who better to give you some tips and tricks than an accountant? I think you're in the best position right now. So this is just a small tip. You can do it or you cannot. You can like it or you don't have to. But I'm gonna give it to you anyway because that's just what I do.
And check that. Keep on.
All right. So some advice. So I want you to start 2 different savings accounts. One of the accounts would be purely a savings account for maybe some stocks, some bonds, some Christmas gifts, some sort of like short-term fund, right? You know that account will deplete or whatever. You know that eventually you're going to spend this money. But the next account that I want you to get is actually to build an emergency fund. So an emergency fund is basically like, it's going to be the goal of this account is going to be to have at least a month worth of expenses saved. So like your car note, your rent, if you pay that, your insurance, some self-care activities, because that's very important.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's just emergency fund. So like, let's say you don't have enough money right now in your regular checkings account, and you're like, oh, but I still want to get my monthly massage. You can go into that emergency fund because it is an emergency. Your self-care should be your top priority. And so if you have an emergency fund for that, you should be good. But I recommend 2 different savings accounts just so you can have the ability to know where your money is going and what's the best route for you. Now, if you only want one savings account, that's fine, but you can determine which one is best for you just based on the examples that I gave.
So yeah, thank you for that idea. Me and my boyfriend are actually looking into getting an apartment together.
Damn, shout out to you. You must love him, girl.
Oh, this is ghetto. Don't even
to live with a man.
A man. Oh, I never lived by my goddamn self.
You know, I used to live with a man before.
And then, how was it? Ghetto. Okay.
I mean, I don't think it was ghetto, but let me tell you, I turned into a whole housewife on accident.
Not on purpose.
No, it was on accident. Girl, cook and clean and buy everything.
So you ain't had that WAP, no, just playing.
Girl, WAP.
No, Cardi, we
and
saw
still
Cardi
doing
on
that
that.
too, and
Right,
girl, and I was
doing
motherfucking tired. Okay.
So yeah, so we're definitely trying to make sure we save up enough amount each month to make sure we get to our goal. So if you have a goal in mind, make sure you have a specific savings. So if it's 50, if it's 100, if it's 2,000, do what you do in your means. Okay?
And you keep up with it. Like, make sure that you're determined enough to save that money because it's very important, and your goals should be more important to you than other people. So do your shit, sis.
So yeah, so we're actually on our next segment. Thank you for that, though. We do need financial stability.
You're welcome.
So we like to hear that every week. So our next segment is actually randomish. We actually had this last season.
This is a segment we're actually bringing back. Randomish is still that random shit that she say any and everything that she want to say.
Any and everything, anything. It's random as hell. Anything
random.
Or anyone.
Anyone.
It's a little different this year. But so I'm gonna give you some random facts, some scientific random facts. Okay, the letter J is the only letter that is not on the periodic table. The only letter. You didn't even think about that, did you?
That shit random as fuck.
Random. And didn't?
I didn't expect it to be that random.
That was random. Like, I didn't. Okay.
Girl, what the fuck? How you know?
And I'm gonna keep going.
You looked at the periodic table?
Yeah. I'm a science major, so I definitely.
Oh.
You know that biology.
So you know something about that?
Yes,
I don't know shit.
Once
about
I heard J, I was like, that shit ain't on that shit. It's
real.
It's all type of other shit on there. It's X.
Girl,
Z.
I look at the periodic table and look for the numbers and the colors.
And
I don't even know shit about
shit.
On
that. So another thing, this might be helpful to you. If you point your keys to your head, it increases the remote's signal range.
What?
Point it to your head next time. Chrome dome.
What the fuck is you talking about?
The keys, like when your keys to your car.
If you point it towards your head, you get a further range.
A further range because your brain cells act as a radio transmitter.
I'm about to try it.
So try it.
And will.
So when you lost, figure it out, bitch.
Yeah, when you lose your car in the parking lot, that sounds like a tip.
D, this one is specifically for you because I know this is important to you.
Fuck you. What is it?
The tongue. The tongue is the only muscle in the body that isn't attached from one end. So on one end is attached, on the other end is not. But all the other muscles are attached on both ends. So yeah, you like that muscle.
Why is that important to me?
Because you like your tongue. You like to move it.
And don't give a fuck.
That's another one.
First of all, we can go back to season 1, how much you let them move your tongue. Don't do that.
I like to talk.
Don't do it to me.
That's why.
Huh? Oh, that's why?
So the last but not least, I don't know. Don't ask me back this bitch up. Lettuce is a member of the sunflower family.
Girl, what?
I don't know why, but it look like it, don't it? No? Okay. Keep going.
Girl, what the fuck? You lying.
It's in the same family. These facts are on...
What kind of fucking families do you
randomfacts.com. So check it out.
Some of this shit be false. I think that... I think that was hella false, man.
And I bet you, and you go look it up like, damn, lettuce is in the sunflower from you. It's a fucking flower. Wow.
Girl, boo. What the fuck? Hell no. I don't agree with the lettuce. But also, how they make families anyway?
Anyways, we're going to go into our topic. So we used to have, our topic is at the end.
The main topic, the main course, the motherfucking... We're going to finish
this out, yeah.
The motherfucking...
This the meal. We gave you appetizers, we gave you a drink, we gave you a salad, we gave you bread.
And sometimes I like my dessert before my dinner.
And a drink. Alcoholic drink. But now,
some wine.
It's the meat.
Some Stella. Oh, but we ready for the meat.
The meat. So explain it. What's up with the meat?
The meat is the woMANNISH. So basically, we talk about a topic based on anything happening with women, whatever we want to talk about that's based on our experience of things, what we know, what we feel. And then, yeah, I think woMANNISH sums it up.
So the title of today's podcast is called Mentalish. Okay, I'm about to get mad in this hoe.
Kind of mental, kind of like
it's mentally self-care.
Kind of like supporting
you, especially during this pandemic. Okay, so today I'm about to give y'all. I'm about to give y'all some facts. I'm about to get a little aggressive and mad. So just listen
we
up.
We love facts and tips and tricks.
Okay, so here are some facts about mental health in the Black community. Okay, so according to the National Alliance on Mental Issues, African American adults are 20% more likely to experience mental health issues than the rest of the population.
Damn.
God damn.
That shit
now,
is tough.
That's pissing me off. Why might that be? Well, let me give you some data, okay? All my facts come from Professor Thomas A. Vance, who studied, he's a doctor. So Dr. Thomas A. Vance, okay? Who studied, you have to. Who studied mental health in the Black community at Columbia University in the Department of Psychiatry, okay? First and foremost, it is harder for us to find a job to provide for our family. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics shows that the unemployment rate for white Americans was 9.2% in July of 2020, while for Black Americans it was 14.6%. God damn, I'm pissed. I can't even get it out. Then African Americans of all ages are more likely to witness or be victims of serious violent crimes. Exposure to violence increases the risk of developing a mental health condition such as post-traumatic stress disorder,
swear to God,
depression,
yeah,
and anxiety.
And you don't know that you have those things.
You won't even
know.
When
you in the hood, like when you live that shit every day, you don't know you have anxiety.
You're fighting it, really.
Like for me, I hurry up and run to the car and lock it first. That is fucking anxiety.
That's post-traumatic, yes.
I'm fucking, like, nothing happened to me, but seeing it happen, knowing that it's happening to people, it gives you anxiety. Like, you sitting in the house and wondering, like, can people just shoot through my window? Should I not sit my couch in front of my window? Because people shoot random every time.
Every time. So, to make matters worse, African-American children, the kids, are more likely than other children to be exposed to violence, which can have a profound long-term effect on their mental health.
For real. I mean, they was just talking about this story last month or 2 months ago, where this little girl was on like school, and the teacher saw her like sucking somebody's penis.
Oh no!
On a video, like literally during the pandemic, during her class. I don't know if they found the man. I didn't really catch up with the story, but I'm like, what the fuck? What type of like sick shit is that?
That's very traumatic. And I know, I went to Chicago Public School District. I'm in CPS. I went to Simeon Career Academy, and I could say maybe 6 to 7 people in my class alone had been shot to death.
Damn.
So I know my class is suffering. You know, in my school altogether, we definitely, like, while I was at school, we knew about people dying from death, from guns. So I just know, like, a lot of people, I know that that's just one school. So I just know people are going through situations. I know.
And I don't feel like people understand that death is hella permanent. Like, your anger is temporary.
Friends,
how you feel about people is hella temporary.
Don't matter who it is, don't matter how close they were, how far distance they were, just to know that, you know what,
that shit is permanent.
People can get shot in Chicago no matter what. They
die and don't come back.
Honors classes, in games, no matter which side of the street you own, you can suffer violence. So that's just definitely traumatic to a lot of people. But the Black community comprises approximately 40% of the homeless population. So us alone, 40% of the homeless population.
Like in the United States?
In the United States. 50% of the prison population.
Yeah.
And 45% of children in foster care system.
So we homeless, we broke, and without parents.
Period.
Because they keep killing us.
And it's not our fault. It's not our fault. Because historically, the Black community was and continues to be disadvantaged in mental health through subjection to trauma, through enslavement, oppression, racism, and segregation.
Yeah.
So ultimately, the high numbers of mental health in our community is a direct result of historical, economic, social, and political influence that are systematically exposed to the Black community. It pisses me off. I'm spitting how much I'm pissed. Goddamn. I just can't. This is historical. Yeah. This ain't even today. We can't do shit about it today.
Straight facts. I mean, just listening to it, like what you're saying is, and what you're reading is, that we have more mental disorders and like just undiagnosed things
because we're introduced to trauma early.
And these are stats that some of it is not even diagnosed. You got to think about that, because if you think about, if we're more likely to get these disorders, people are just living with them. They don't want to seem crazy and go to a psychologist or whatever. But like,
that's also high in the Black community. I mean, Black folks think that just if you go to they don't recommend therapy because they think that's just a disorder. That's something wrong with you if you have to go to therapy.
Yeah, and let me tell you how real it is, because I went to a psychologist and my grandma was like, "Are you okay?" Like, she called me crying. Like, I was like,
sorry.
"Yeah, girl, I'm
just trying to get help, man.
I'm just making sure that I'm okay. I'm making sure I'm maintaining, my being, my personality, like." Because when the pandemic hit, I was not okay. Like, I was stuck in the house. I couldn't do any of my trips that I planned. And I was just like, I'm not okay. Like, I'm used to being able to leave and travel or whatever. And seeing my therapist, she recommended, like, we talked about it. I didn't know why I wasn't feeling okay. But when we talked about it, she was just like, I think you need to just take a road trip. Because hotels are open. You need to do that. So I
need to get away from this bullshit. And
I went to Wisconsin and just stayed in the hotel and whatever, made it like a whole thing. And I definitely recommend therapy 100%. And that you don't have to be crazy to have a conversation with somebody who does not know you and can't tell anyone. Like, it's illegal. So you can literally talk about all the stupid ass shit you did. Nobody's gonna judge you. You could talk about how you going back to your ex and he did all this shit to you or whatever. She gonna tell you, maybe, like, do you feel like that was the best decision? She gonna question you to make you, to prompt you to really think about it. But it's not anything where she'd be like, that was the wrong decision, because that's not her job. Her job is to listen, to analyze, and to make you come into your own thoughts. So I highly recommend 100%.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. But do you have any tips for the people out there who don't have money for insurance, for healthcare? Like, is there any self-care routines or anything that you would implement? So
before you, I guess, are able to go to a therapist or whatever, I recommend self-care, healthy routines that actually get your mind to, like, relax a little bit. Because life is stressful right now. Life has always been stressful, but I'm going to put an emphasis on right now because there are a lot of women, like, heavy on domestic violence right now. You got to think about the only opportunity they had to get away from that nigga was going to work. And kids too. And kids. Kids are fucking stressful. I mean, if you're not used to having them fucking kids all day and you have them all day, I know you stressed. I'm a teacher. So I be seeing with kids. I be seeing kids get backhanded. I'm like, just turn the camera off. Maybe. Do you want your camera off? Do you want to be right now? Yeah. So I understand. Kids definitely, like she said, kids are stressful, and that's not their fault. But they definitely need the outlet. They need to see their peers. Yeah. They need to get outside as well, just like we do. Yeah. They need to have their own self-care routine. Yeah, 100%. So self-care is actually any necessary regulatory function of which is under individual control, deliberate, and self-initiated. So these are the requirements for self-care, right? It has to be deliberate. Like that word specifically, you have to do it intentional. It has to be an intentional point in your life where I said, like, you have to put forth effort. Where the number is where I said make an intentional savings for self-care, because you have to know that your health care or your health is top priority at all times.
For sure.
Yeah. So actually, a fun fact, some fun tips. Psychology Today has said the well-being quiz is available to you all if you want to know some strategies and what works best for you as far as any programs. You can seek guidance, you can seek a licensed therapist or whatever, but if you take this quiz, you'll know what you think works best for you. Because sometimes we don't know. Sometimes a quiz or someone telling you, you know, your options will help you actually understand what works best for you. So if talking to somebody is a trigger for you, maybe you don't want to talk to somebody. Maybe every day you go for a walk and you talk to yourself. Maybe you journal. Maybe, you know, you're doing something.
That's
but
good.
Oprah gave some top 10 tips, and I'm going to just read those out, and you'll determine if that works best for you. So number 1, or it's actually not in any specific order. Let me just clear that up. It's not in any specific order. I'm going to just read them out by the way I have listed. So prioritize your sleep. Say no and mean it.
And do.
Because I love to say no these days. I used to have a hard time saying no too. I've really, I've grown into saying
That's
no.
Good.
I used to want to say yes to everything. I used to want to do everything. And, it doesn't matter if I have time for it or not. I'm going to make time.
I'm going to do it.
But I think now I'm prioritizing my ability to say no.
Okay. That's good. I'm growing in that, but I like that. Thank you.
You're welcome. Take a trip. You know, that was my top thing.
One thing about it, D gonna go out the city.
I'm gonna go. And that's on what? Period, boo. If it's open, I'm pulling up. Open the blinds as soon as you rise. So when you wake up in the morning and you get up out your bed, open the blinds, let the sun in. Yeah. Let the sun in. I mean, it's something about having sun
real light
on your skin, on your melanin.
Yes. I love it.
It's something about melanin and light.
And light, it's it make you glow even more.
It do.
I love the glow, no matter what.
But when you wake up in the morning, you can feel it.
Yeah,
and it starts your day off better. I mean, if it's raining, it's a little more complicated, but if it's not raining.
Oh, that's ghetto if it's raining. Don't even open the blinds. Just let it stay
Let
down.
it be ghetto.
Just let the rain drip.
Take another nap.
Just listen to that drip. Drip, drippity, drop. You remember that song? Yeah. Okay, you go. That's Empire.
Yeah, I love that movie. I mean, TV show.
Keep going though.
Whatever. Schedule a monthly massage. I love massages. I definitely recommend those.
Wow.
Doodle or color. I have a adult coloring book that I color in. I love it. Daily affirmations. Those really help for the people.
Set it on your phone,
right?
If you got to.
You can set it as an alarm on your phone. So when you wake up in the morning, you can read it come across your screen when you're about to hit accept or, you know, snooze on your phone. When the alarm come on, you can always read it every morning. You can do sticky notes or whatever. Another one is have an orgasm. You should have an orgasm at least once a month.
D gonna make sure you know about sex.
Because you gotta know. Because let me tell you, an orgasm is a release. It helps to relax you. If you could give yourself an orgasm, I recommend. But if you have someone to do it, I recommend that 100%.
As well.
So, the other one is 50%, but this one 100%. 100. Light a candle. You can do that while you're having your orgasm. And the last thing, throw shit away.
Don't hoard.
Do not hoard. The hoarding is what's gonna get you in a depression. Throw shit away. If you can't fit that fucking shirt, if it got a hole in it, throw it away. Just go and buy another fucking shirt.
I definitely,
it's not
you know
that
what? D, I read somewhere if you go to sleep in your room dirty,
you
gonna feel it. You gonna feel this pressure or this stress is gonna add to it. So make sure you relieve all stresses that you can. Make sure you go to sleep in a comfortable room. Light the candle before you go to sleep. Unless you scared about the air, you might die in there.
Which is a sidebar. I also before I leave off for a trip, I make sure my apartment is clean.
So you can come back in the
So I can come back and feel relieved and relaxed.
That's
it's
good.
something about walking into your apartment and it's dirty and you just came from a hotel that was very clean.
It's just so ghetto.
It's super fucking ghetto.
I gotta clean this shit. I don't get a maid.
Yeah, no, it's ghetto.
No, you don't.
Yeah, don't do that. So when you leave, before you leave for that trip, before last minute packers, fucking clean your room first before you last minute pack shit.
So yeah, that was some tips from the Oprah magazine actually. but we have 4 self-care tools specific to people who live with anxiety. All right,
you can go ahead.
Okay.
Let them know.
So relaxation training, which is like yoga, meditation. You know, just get centered with yourself.
Yeah,
that helps you with anxiety. You don't overthink it. Because I really am high in anxiety. That's my mental health situation. I have really a lot of anxiety.
I mean, I think that's most Black women. Though.
Okay.
I don't think it's just you.
That's not
You're
me.
not
okay.
alone.
Well, that makes me feel bad because I definitely question myself, overanalyze. So
but that's also a Leo thing too.
You gonna tell everybody my zodiac? That's
and will
and
do.
So exercise, like a 30-minute walk. I could definitely tell you I do a lot of exercise when I walk. Cause running, you tired. You can't even think when you're running. When you pushing weights and doing other shit, you can't think about it. But when you're walking, you have time again to meditate, to think about, to talk to yourself, to really understand what do you want. Set some goals for yourself. You know, make sure you understand what do you want, what do you like, what do you see. What do you friendships, relationships, what do you want in life? Yeah. So really do take time to do that. Reading, that's another way, self-help book based on cognitive behavior therapy. So get books.
So you can help yourself. So basically, if you read a self-help book, it's to literally help yourself. You don't have to pay nobody else. So a therapist might be $100 or $25 every visit, but the book is only that $5 that one time, and then you'll know exactly what to do.
And you got it. You can read through that's meditation. Quiet time. Read to yourself and see. Okay, I relate to this. I understand this. This is what I can apply this to my life. So that can definitely help you. Reading is always, that's what they didn't want us to do. Back in the day, in slave times, they didn't want us to read it. They didn't want us to gain education.
But the crazy thing is when I read now, I listen to classical music.
It helps, huh?
It puts you like in a space where you feel like when you watch a movie and they playing the music, it puts you in the space of whatever movie you watching. When you're reading the book, you literally put yourself in there.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah, so I highly recommend that. That shit is a vibe. I didn't know it was until I did it. I was like, let me just try it out. Just random as fuck, literally. Should have put it in randomish, but
should have put
it in there, but
But yeah. So last but not least, like I've been saying, meditation. So in all aspects, I recommend the app Headspace. Yeah. So do you have that app yourself? So what's up with that app?
So with this app, basically, my company pays for it. It's fully covered.
She got that money.
My company. I don't pay for it.
The company got the money. Okay.
But basically, with this app, like if you wake up in the middle of the night, it has like a portion of the app or whatever, a segment in the app where you literally like press play and there's like ability to storytell, ability to listen to like rainfall, to have you go back to sleep. It's literally like anything that you could possibly think of is on this app to get you to go back to sleep. And literally every time.
So not just count sheep.
No,
it got you doing other shit. Huh?
Literally, you're not doing it. It's like the person is doing it for you in the app, but it'll help you like go back to sleep, or for those overthinkers, it'll help you get to sleep. Put you in the mind frame, get you relaxed to go to sleep. So I tried both of those methods. So it was one point where I was waking up random as fuck at like 3:00 in the morning for a week. But I was able to go back to sleep. So that was a good portion of it for me, because I'm like, I need to be able to like snooze, especially if I'm like working and stuff like that. So
so do you have any tips for your specific self? Like, what do you do for self-care routines?
Right. So something that I do is I take a trip 100%. I said something
Highly
about my coloring book. I like candles, and which initially I just started a candle business. We'll talk about that later. And I throw away shit. That's one thing I'm gonna do. It's one thing about me. I'm gonna throw something away. 2 things I'm focusing on moving forward is more relaxing, meditating training, and exercising, because I don't do either. I'm more of an active person. I'm trying to learn how to relax and chill out a bit.
Okay. Well, yeah, I have some self-care routines myself. I'll say writing a journal. I mean, it depends on who you are. I have a journal that has activities and prompts, and it's called Let That Shit Go. It's only actually $9 on Amazon Prime.
I fuck with it.
So yeah, I would recommend that. I mean, if you have another journal where you just want to jot down your own ideas, it's just like a diary.
Yeah,
that's
this
on
is a
you.
prompt. This
but it has
you
prompts
to
and
get it
activities. I mean, yeah. So exercise. I actually exercise with and without music.
Okay.
So when I start off my exercise, I walk. And I finish my exercise with walking, so I make sure I center myself. No matter what, I make sure I start and finish with centering myself. So I can talk to myself and tell myself, okay, well, I'm glad you did this. You need to work on this next time, blah, blah, blah. So another thing I do, I get a pedicure. My nails done every 2 weeks, okay? I'm a self-care. Just like you go on trips.
Yeah.
I'm going to make sure my nails and my feet are done, okay?
And you got to do it.
I'm going to get a massage. Purr. Okay, and I just lastly, I've become more spiritual. I mean, last time you heard me, I feel like I was a little bit more negative, a little bit more just antsy or whatever. But now I'm doing more praying, more meditating. I've actually let go of meat. I'm not saying meat is negative or anything,
right?
But I've let go of meat, so I'm just a pescatarian.
Going on more natural vibes.
Yes, more natural. Even with my hair, I mean, I'm just trying to do not as much weave as so, and that's not a problem.
Your hair is cute right now.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much, and your braids are nice as well.
Thank you.
The black girl vibes, okay? Regardless, even if it's not fully natural, whatever. Yeah. Still black girl.
Picking up, pulling up.
Africans, that's what they did. And so I've lessened meat. I've actually I used to smoke a lot. I stopped weed and not as much alcohol intake. Okay, so I just lessen whatever you feel as though is prompting you to do more anger, more aggression, more depression things. Okay. So that's conclude, our full podcast.
Yay!
Yes, this is our first podcast on this season, this episode, okay?
Very first.
So we want to, conclude with letting you know our social media.
Yeah, so follow us on the woMANNIsh podcast on Instagram. We actually have a YouTube. What's our YouTube name?
Our YouTube is actually the woMANNIsh podcast. TheWoMann 2 N's ISHPODCAST bitch. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's on everything.
Spelled the fuck out of it.
Okay, that's on YouTube. Yeah. That's on what?
On Anchor. It's on motherfucking Spotify,
Instagram,
Apple Podcasts,
and yeah. So if you want to look us up, just go on Google. Fuck it.
Google me, baby.
So yeah, thank you guys for listening, and we appreciate it, and we thank you guys for watching us grow.
Thank you for listening. And follow us personally on D and that's it on Instagram.
And on Instagram, valia.b. Figure out how to spell it. I'm not gonna tell you.
Thank you.
Bye. That's it.
Yeah. What does it look like? Let me see the video. Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's good. Oh, twerk that ass.